Hey everyone, I am Katie Lobliner, and many of you probably know me because I am Marc Lobliner's wife. I am a 38 and a half year old mother of 3 lovely children. So I have lived a very healthy life. Been very involved in health and fitness since my early 20s, taking very good care of myself, eating healthy, working out on average 4 to 5 days a week, even throughout my pregnancies. And as I hit probably I'd say my 30s, started noticing changes in quality of life, I would say, just feeling more tired and run down, all again while maintaining my health regimen, including supplementation, again, diet and exercise and all like that. So probably about 6 months ago, I decided to consult with Hormone Health and Wellness with Dr. Kurt Mondell, and I had a complete blood panel done, everything, more than I've ever had checked in my whole life, and found out some interesting things. So let me rewind a little bit. When Marc and I got pregnant for the first time, that first pregnancy resulted in a very early miscarriage. And it was most likely because my body wasn't producing enough progesterone to sustain pregnancy. So when we got pregnant the second time with Cammie, who happens to be 13 years old today, my doctor put me on progesterone for the first part of my pregnancy. I believe it was 12 weeks of prometrium. And there really isn't a whole lot, from what I was told, a lot of scientific evidence that taking progesterone helps, but it doesn't hurt. So that could potentially be what caused the early miscarriage that we did have. So anyways, we do have Cammie, she's 13, and every subsequent pregnancy after Cammie, I was put on progesterone again with Thomas and Preston for 12 to 14 weeks, I believe it was. So the funny thing is, through all that, no doctor ever thought to run a complete hormone panel on me to see if there was an issue. So 6 months ago or so, when Kurt did my hormone panel, I found that my progesterone level was low, as was my testosterone level. My overall health markers were excellent. I'm a very healthy person. So I am currently taking a small dose of progesterone, a testosterone cream, and recently added in thyroid medication. Now, my family does have a history of hypothyroidism. My mom, in her late 20s, early 30s, been on thyroid medicine her entire life. My grandma as well, and my female cousins have all had thyroid issues. Well, my numbers were in the normal range. I was still having all of the symptoms of thyroid issues: low energy, temperature issues like my body temperature, low sex drive, lack of energy, just all those things, problems sleeping, sometimes night sweats, all these issues. Well, since being on the hormone regimen and the thyroid medicine, I'm a new person. I can't even tell you, I wake up in the morning ready to get out of bed, and I've never really experienced that. I feel what I think is normal now. My energy out throughout the day is excellent. I don't have to rely on as much caffeine to get through the day. To be honest, I can have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and if I work out in the morning, I'm good. My energy levels just have changed my life. And when you're a mom of 3 kids working full-time, I have a husband that's working multiple full-time jobs, it's important to feel good throughout the day. What else?
Why do you think there's such a stigma for women in HRT? We looked all through the internet, and I've looked it up, and I can't find any video like this. Why?
I don't know. I'm not very, I don't really talk about my personal health history all that much, and I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. In fact, before doing this video, I did look online to see if there was anything like it. And if you look up HRT with women, you get premenopause type information. I'm not premenopause. Again, I'm 38. I don't have any signs of menopause. I would imagine I would probably not experience that till my late 40s, early 50s. And the other thing that I was able to find was people trying to change genders. So men trying to be women, that kind of hormone therapy. That's not what this is. This is just figuring out, get my hormones so that I feel better. And there's just no information out there like that. So I guess as a 30-something-year-old mom of 3, I tell you, if you don't feel right, there's probably something that can be done to help you feel better. And it literally is a game changer for me. I used to, before I started working with Dr. Kurt, I literally would have to take a nap on the couch at 3 o'clock a lot of days. I would crash hard to the point where I was too tired to feel I could drive my kids somewhere safely. And I would lay down on the couch and take a break and fall asleep for like 15 minutes because I was that exhausted. So I don't know, it's just women, it's not as socially acceptable, I think. There's all this, men on HRT because their testosterone levels are low, but I don't know if women aren't doing it. I don't know, honey.
Women can have low testosterone levels too, and I think
you want to come over here and join me?
Get on my knees. So I think when women think about hormone replacement therapy, they think about testosterone. They think about big bodybuilders. They think about developing virilization, which is when a woman becomes a man, which is why a lot of HRTs on transgender individuals. But at the end of the day, men, women, it doesn't matter. We all have similar hormones. Women can have low testosterone. Women can have low progesterone. And what we found is that, especially in women, as someone who's prep coaches, I've seen men, male bodybuilders, male competitors, diet and use tremendous amounts of thyroid drugs. I've never known a man who's had his thyroid fail. Never. And that's my personal experience. Women who go through those extreme dieting, 100% of the time, they need to either have assistance while they transition into their thyroid picking up in rare cases, but most time they'll be on Armour or Synthroid for the rest of their life. So I think the testosterone especially, I think during menopause, women are on HRT. The birth control pill is HRT. It's socially acceptable. But what I've done on this channel is look, we have technology now. When you overdo something therapeutic, it's bad. You drink too much water, you die. All right? Testosterone, other hormones, when you have a deficiency within your body, they are therapeutic. They will help you optimize. If you take them in excess, as we've seen with current deaths of current bodybuilders, they're dangerous. So there's that fine line between therapeutic and dangerous.
So I am taking a low-dose testosterone cream that I put on my upper leg at night. So it does not come in contact with the kids because it is transdermal and could transfer to them. So that's one thing. The other thing that I was going to mention is I have never competed in any kind of physique or bodybuilding show, figure, whatever. I have never put my body through any kind of metabolic damage. So, like I said, I've always just generally worked out 4 or 5 days a week, ate healthy, all that. Never done any kind of extreme dieting that would affect anything. So I think that's something important to note because I think there are a lot of people out there who have done that kind of dieting and it has damaged their body. But there's a lot of people like me who haven't done that yet still experience these symptoms and these feelings of exhaustion and all the other things I mentioned before. And there is a way to feel better. There's no reason with what medicine has to offer today to feel terrible. There just isn't.
And also specialists. Katie's gone to GPs, general practitioners.
I've gone to
not one of them have flagged this, and her blood levels came back as normal. And by the way, your blood levels vary per lab. So LabCorp might have a different reading than another lab as what they deem as normal. You need to go to a specialist who can translate your symptoms as well as your blood work and put them together. And that's where someone like Hormone Health and Wellness or a well-educated endocrinologist will be able to tell you. But generally speaking, you're not going to do this through your family physician. They suck.
Right.
Just like me, I'm a specialist in certain areas, but you know what? I'm a coach. That doesn't mean I can coach ice hockey.
And right? I have had my thyroid checked many times throughout the years, and no one's ever listened to me. No one had ever listened to me that the symptoms I was having, that I wasn't feeling right. I've even had an ultrasound, I think it was, of my thyroid to make sure I don't have any growths. And I do have a very tiny growth, like millimeter size. And so I will be monitored. I am monitored for that. So every several years, well, it's only been a few years since that, so I need to have another scan, just because with my family history, we want to make sure that that's not growing to a point where it would need removed or something like that. What else?
I think you pretty much covered.
Yeah, so I am not being paid by Hormone Health and Wellness. I just think it's important as a mom of 3 that works full time, has a very demanding schedule, that if you can feel the best, do everything you can do to feel the best. And that might mean having your hormones checked and, seeking the medical advice and treatment by a hormone specialist.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to link all this stuff below, but what we're doing is, look, I never talked about any of this, my personal stuff, but, I think that it was a disservice because a lot of people are looked at as it's cheating, it's this, it's that. Look, if you can have a better life, and that's what we're after helping you. Look, and also, let's be real here. We sell testosterone boosters and stuff. And recommending hormone replacement therapy, if we were trying to sell you something, I'd tell you to take my products, right? But my products work for people who already have healthy testosterone levels. It helps increase those. But if you have medically deficient levels, there's no supplement in the world that's going to cure that.
Right. I was relying on pre-workouts and caffeine to get through my day. And to be honest with you, like if I have 1 cup of coffee a day now, I feel fine. Like I don't have to have so much caffeine to get myself through the day. My day starts at 6:15, 6:30 in the morning and usually isn't over till 11 o'clock at night. So, I had to get through. And then when you take too much caffeine, you got these ups and downs and you feel even worse. So I'm a much more even now. I think my mood is better. I feel better. My period is better because it was horrible before. And I think that's a big thing that people don't talk about. Why are you smiling?
Because, man, I don't know how you guys can bleed so much and not die.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, just helped regulate that.
Imagine if your finger kept bleeding for 7 days, you didn't die.
And I haven't been on birth control in many, many years. So
I got that taken care of.
Right. And we just had kids and used other forms of contraception. But yeah, it's definitely a game changer for me. I feel so much better, and I definitely advise that if you are feeling like you're not feeling right, and it's kind of hard to put that in words to a doctor, but there are people that will listen to you and help you. So get that.
Yeah. Again, like the only reason, if you have a guy locally, great. If you have a guy who's recommended by a dude who knows a bro, that's fine. But again, it's what is it? 2019. Everything's done over the internet and over the mail, over email, so you can talk to our doctor as long as you're in the U.S.
Doctor, that's the key, guys. Do not try to take care of this yourself. Be under the care of a doctor. Do not self-medicate. Don't take someone else's medication. You need to have your own blood work done and have your levels evaluated by a doctor so that you get the right treatment for you.
Exactly. Well, thanks, Katie. I know this was something I wanted her to do this because I think that a lot of women actually ask me on my IG story questions like this.
Feel free to reach out to me, Katie Lobliner on Instagram. I answer my DMs, no problem.
Just don't be sneaking in her DMs.
Katie at mtsnutrition.com. I would be happy to tell you how things have helped me and, do what you can to make your life the best life it can be.
All right. Do I close this out?
Sure.
That's not a game.